is Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and thank you for joining me for a Confessions of a Paper Addict design team layout. So today I am using that gorgeous star cut file that came out in December as a Christmas release. I've gone ahead and stuck the negative down onto my page, so I actually didn't use the part of the cut file that is traditionally supposed to be used. I lined up all the negative space and I stuck that down onto a red 12 by 12 paper. I did cut a little bit of a border off so that you can see some red around the edge, and I then went ahead and did some hand stitching just in plain white thread, just plain back stitch all the way around the large star and all the way around the small star. Right now I'm just going to do all the things starry. So right now I have got my Vicky Bouton iridescent glaze and my Novu silicone spatulas, and I'm coming on in with a star stencil. And I'm not just doing every single star on the stencil, I'm just kind of picking some of the random stars to do. This was partly successful and partly a little bit messy because it is quite difficult to be accurate when doing this, and I possibly should have chosen a much smaller spatula to give myself a little bit more control over where I am adding those stars. Also, doing this before my hand stitching may have been helpful because I have, of course, got an uneven surface to work on with that hand stitching thread everywhere as well. So now I'm going on in using my not my iridescent glaze. I've done that using my Stickles gel and just adding a nice little glitter effect stars as well. You can't always see that they are stars, but you can definitely see the sparkle around on the page. Some of them worked beautifully, some not so well. This spatula is far too big for this Stickles, but it was already dirty and I was lazy and didn't want to get another one. So I'm just adding a few of those on in different places. Then once I have done that, I'm actually going to go and get the darker Stickles as well. Now, my issue with my darker Stickles is it's quite clumpy. It is not as smooth as the white Stickles, as the moon dust Stickles at all. So it was a little bit more challenging to put through my stencil. I did eventually sort of get it working a little bit, but I do need to look into if there is something, can I mix water in with it, or if there is something I can put in with my Stickles gel to help get it to be a little bit more of a smoother consistency. So if anyone knows any tips or has done anything with that, please let me know. You may have also noticed that if I overspread my Stickles, I did just rub it with my finger to pick up any of the excess dark glitter, just so it looked like a more clean star. Now I'm coming on in with some wood veneer stars and I'm just popping those all around my page. As I said, I am going full starry with this one. Just popping those anywhere I feel like on my page. Quite a few big stars, but I wanted to use them all up and get those done. So this was a little bag of stars that I got in a kit, and I used some for a layout with my kit club, but I just decided I was going to use all the rest on this layout and get those used up. So just popping those anywhere and everywhere. And then I definitely pop all of that aside to really dry. And then I go and get my photograph. And I think I'm using the Little Dude collection by Simple Stories. And I am going to layer up my photo. It ends up needing to go on top of those wood veneer stars. So I actually just use those as a bit like having some foam underneath my paper. And then my little banner there that says "Making Memories with you lasts a lifetime." Oh, that will last a lifetime. Sorry, should have read that more clearly. And it was a cut apart card, but I cut it down to be a little bit smaller so it wasn't so large on the page. There were some stickers that came on the sticker sheet, but I also used my die cuts to my Sizzix Big Shot to cut out a few other stars as well. And you can see I kind of have a random title on my page. There is a random S and the random word "of." That's just to give me a vague idea of the placing for my title. I just want to make sure when sticking all the other hearts on that I'm not putting them where my title needs to go, because then that'll be a bit of a waste because my title will just go straight on top of them. really simple embellishing. There is just so much going on with that gorgeous cut file and with all the stars that I want to keep the embellishing super, super simple. And just pop on a few sort of football-ish type, sports type themed things. That's not the kind of football we use for AFL football, but it was close enough, so that will be fine. And then it will be time to pop on my title and finish up this layout. I didn't have the correct coloured thickers that I wanted for my title, so I just grabbed any thickers that I had the correct letters for, and I actually painted them myself. So I painted them white first because they were black and white, and then once that white had dried, then I went on top of the white with the blue that I wanted for the layout. Because as you can see, I'm keeping this layout quite red and blue themed, which is the colours of the football team that we are going for. So the Demons, which is the Melbourne football team here in Australia. And I'm writing out the words Guard of Honour because the two children in the photo are participating in the Guard of Honour, which is basically the kids and adults standing in two lines down each side of the runway as the team runs out onto the ground to start the football game. So it was pretty exciting and pretty special for them to be able to do that. And yeah, my husband had organised it for these kids, and it was just, exciting to take the photo. So you can see there I've got Demons, Guard of Honour. And those thickers were the ones that used to be, the bottom half were black and the top half were white. I'm sure you all know what they are, quite old. So I painted them just with normal acrylic paint just to get the colour that I wanted. And I did it in a sort of a messy sort of brush just to add to the look of the layout. I definitely could have done it more carefully, but that was the feel I was going for. So thank you so much for watching this layout. I hope you liked this idea of using your negative cut file instead of the specific cut file, 2 layouts in one. I will of course do another layout down the track using the other part of the cut file. But I was really happy with how this turned out. Make sure you check the description box down below to get links to the Etsy shop as well as to the Confessions of a Paper Addict Facebook group. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.